Let's talk about the sports world's reaction to this weekend. And we saw a number of athletes weigh in on the protest, from LeBron James' mini IG posts to a statement from Michael Jordan, who usually doesn't speak up. We also saw some athletes like Jaylen Brown and Malcolm Brogdon joining the protest, and others from the sports world as well, like Mark Cuban, helping with the cleanup efforts. So, LaVar, how can the sports world help in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a continued thing. This is a humanity deal, and sports are just a microcosm of the total whole. So if the theme stays consistent, Marcellus, stay engaged, be a person first, right? Be engaged with your community, be engaged with your positive voice. It's amazing the day and age we live in. I can remember when I did an interview back in the day, if I spoke on something that I was passionate about, I had to watch and see what the reporter and the writer was going to come back with and how my words would fit their story, right? Now, I hope y'all heard me on this, how my words fit their story, all right? Athletes have an amazing platform nowadays, and it's unique because it is direct, raw, and uncut. Straight to the person, straight to the source. So now I won't have to. These athletes don't have to sit and wait and see what this reporter is going to do or how the video will be used to perpetuate whatever it is the storyline was that they needed your sound bites for. Stay engaged. And as I said in the last segment, keep the focus and continue to refocus it on staying focused on what the main priority and what the main goals are and the agendas are on the punch list of things that really, really, truly need to be addressed.
Yeah, LaVar, you did on. You have to participate. You have to be engaged. You have to make sure that you are involved in the community. We all are a part of the community, and we have to make sure that we do our best to leave the community in a better spot. And so for all of the time, the money that athletes can donate to causes, the most effective way is your time and your commitment. If you show up, if you fully, actively engage, and whatever the causes that are near and dear to your heart, you're going to have a significant impact on those causes. So what I would simply say to everyone who wants to get involved, everyone who wants to make a change, show up, be involved, volunteer, get around those that are doing things that directly impact the causes that you really, really are passionate about. Educate yourself on those topics and issues. Use your platforms to bring more attention to those topics. If you really want to be a part of the change, you have to really jump in. You have to have your boots on the ground. You have to be a part of it. That is how our ancestors did it. That's how the generations before us did it. That's how it has to continue to be done. You have to be involved in the process.
I love the fact that you highlighted process there, Bucky, because if you look at the athletes of today, the athletes of even yesterday, we're walking certificates of perseverance, just people who've been through all the battles, all the wars, and no one is undefeated in that process. Think about the road to even becoming a professional athlete, to have that platform, to have that influence, and to remind people that you're still in connection to them in family. But we can't put all the onus, all the pressure, responsibility on the athlete, because the athlete understands, as well as the people need to understand, that to win this game, everybody got to make plays. Everybody got to go out there and block, tackle, run, make something happen. And that's a personal responsibility, because I'm in the minority. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Growing up in L.A., Compton, South Central, I never felt that an athlete sitting there on kickoff doing whatever he was doing was changing my reality. I didn't grow up in that mindset or in that era of circumstance. I felt so disconnected to the athlete. But you know what I felt connected to? My dreams, my goals, my mountain that I wanted to climb. And I will let no one rob me of that victory. And I think that athletes can inspire people in so many ways. So I'm speaking to the majority of people who look at an athlete and say, please don't forget about me. And just because you haven't, that's going to inspire me to dig deeper into my character to show that to the world. It's not a level playing field. Every single athlete has been through his own or her own roller coaster. And unfortunately, it's a bumpy ride for all of us. But I want people to understand that you're not on the sidelines when it comes to what the athletes are posting about and try to inspire you to do. They're talking directly to you, giving you the playbook of their success and trying to translate it to your world for your success. And keep that in mind.
You know, it's interesting just listening to what you guys are saying. It makes me think about what separates successful athletes from not so successful athletes, and how it totally plays a major role in how life works. And the lessons that you learn as an athlete, we have to apply in real life situations, like making excuses or being a victim or feeling entitled. You have to overcome adverse situations all the time. As you mentioned, the playing field is not level in many different ways. And that doesn't have to start always with the given circumstances of race, color, and creed. It could be my height. It could be my speed. It could be my strength. It could be my mental prowess, right? But I have to find a way to build those things. If my mental isn't as strong as it should be, I have to work on making that better. If my speed isn't what it should be, if I can't get faster, then I got to figure out how I can still be successful at the speed that I am. So on and so forth for every other element that exists. That's what exists for our athletes right now. And it's something to be said about putting that message in the air. You know, the LeBrons, the Michael Jordans, the Isaiah Thomases, the Aaron Donalds, the Joe Burrows. Talk about why your success is what it is. And now look at it from the focused purpose of how it can help interact and intermingle the conversations of racial relations, you know, social justice, because they're all connected in this universe, especially within the sporting world. It's connected to, as y'all mentioned, the process, and I'll take one step further, the process of success.
You know, LaVar, I love what you and Marcellus are both saying about athletes, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not going to give coaches a pass. Too many coaches have made generational wealth on the backs of athletes, and they are noticeably quiet this weekend when it comes to dealing with these issues. Like, it's cool that you dance with your athletes in the locker room, that you put on Jordans, and you're down with them. But now when they're really going through, are you really showing them that you care? So what I want to see all these coaches that proclaim to be father figures, leaders of men. They are supposed to, I want to make these guys young adults that can be functional in society. Well, the best way that you can do it is show them the way. Model the behavior that you want them to exhibit. So I want to see not only these statements with Martin Luther King quotes and those things, I want to see real action behind those statements. Nice. Because if you're taking these young people and you're promising their parents that you're going to make them better, you better show them how to be better people. And I need to see your actions match up to your words.
Yeah, I do know James Franklin at Penn State did that, by the way. Just thought I'd put that out there. Just thought I'd put that out there.
We are.
I appreciate that.
Penn State, baby.
Yeah, gotta love it, man. Look, Bucky, you're addressing so much in terms of what athletics has given us and in terms of our power and how much of that power we can transmit to others so they can realize their internal power for change. And the microcosm of sports works in so many ways, especially in this situation when you talk about the perseverance necessary to make that goal a reality, make that dream a reality. Let's talk about it, man. I had a coach one day, as you know coaches do, man. They get you all together. They get you riled up, make you think you're going to win the Super Bowl, win the championship, and everybody's cheering and roaring and yelling. And then when that's over, he's like, now it's time to work at that same goal. And that's what I want to make sure that we keep our focus on. Because you could be in these streets right now getting emotionally charged. But now, after we break this huddle, it's time to go to work. How many times we been there pregame, looked across at the other guy? I know you're not supposed to do it, but I did it, damn it. He got on war paint. He's ready. Oh, he crazy. Headphones on, hair flaring. Oh, my God, he's next level. I still got to bring it to him. I am responsible to myself and to my team to do my part. And when you get out there, it's not easy. No one's undefeated on that playing surface. We have to go to battle, guys. And that battle is an internal battle that has to manifest so that we can win the external battle. You talked about it, LaVar. I wasn't the biggest. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest. And I wasn't the best. I went to Columbia. I bet on my brain, but also I was also counted out by a lot of football schools because they didn't know if I was going to make it, if I was going to be what they were looking for. And that didn't stop me, man. And it shouldn't stop anybody, no matter what they're saying to you. I always heard you count those with you, not those against you. And you build your rally, you build your ammunition based on what that army looks like. So I'm just talking to everyone out there that the building blocks of success, they're kind of boring. They're not flashy. They're of substance, not so much sizzle. When you put in those extra reps, put in that extra work, when you're doing stuff in your community, making sure you're a person of high character that demands to be respected. It's in policy, y'all. It's in change. It's in the little things, the mundane things that takes us to the next level.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.